You want me to start? Oh, okay. Welcome to Crazy Good Aging, the podcast where we talk about living boldly, aging beautifully, and finding joy in every season of life. I'm Dorothy.
And I'm Valerie. And today we're diving into something every woman has a relationship with, and that is fashion.
We're talking about the styles we love, the ones we've left behind, and who we've become, from bohemian to quiet luxury, coastal cowgirl, and maybe even a little boom boom glam.
Well, speak for yourself, Dorothy. I think I still have a little bohemian in me.
And I've discovered a surprising love for minimalism lately. So let's get into it. How our style evolved.
So let's start with our fashion roots. What was your look, Dorothy, in your 20s or 30s?
Oh, definitely power dressing. Structured blazers, heels, business look. I think I was dressing for the world more than myself.
Well, I went through the boho career girl phase, flowy skirts and a jacket. I wanted to be free, but still professional.
And then over the years, I've started dressing more for comfort and confidence. And now it's more about how something makes me feel than anything else.
Yeah. And it's interesting, our style changes when our priorities shift. We start asking, what feels right to me now?
Yes. So let's tell our audience, Valerie, what we're wearing today.
Okay. Well, I'm big into pants. I used to be big into sheath dresses, those just little straight dresses with one color and heels to match. But lately, I just love pants. They're just so comfy, and you just throw them on with a blouse or a jacket. I still like blazers. I still like those. But sometimes they're unconstructed. They're not fitted like maybe I used to wear. But it's really about comfort, and pants are the deal for me in terms of comfort.
So what are some of your favorite brands that you like for pants?
I like Vince and...
Well, aren't those Chicos maybe that you're wearing right now?
Chico's is a great brand. They've got all kinds of different things to choose from. I like their blouses, and I like their pants. I like their jewelry.
So what I'm wearing is one of my most expensive suits, Alexander McQueen. By the way, but it was a special gift, and I love this color of red. Red doesn't always look good on me, so you have to be careful about your red choice because it doesn't always look good on you. But this one, like I said, was a special gift. I love it. It fits perfectly. But you don't have to pay Alexander McQueen prices to get a good-looking jacket. As a matter of fact, I just saw a great red blazer at White House Black Market. And, it's a fraction of what this would cost. So, you got to look around and see, because there's sometimes you want to spend a lot of money on a piece, but you don't have to spend a lot of money on a piece.
Well, all of these stores, you can shop online, and that's so easy, especially for someone like me. I'm short and small, and I wear like a 2 or a 4, and you can't find much in the stores sometimes. So shopping online is the way to go. And then, you find brands that you like that fit you, and you can almost be sure that when you put them on, they're going to fit. And it's so much better that way, because I hate to just have to return everything.
Yeah, I agree. I'm notorious for getting in 10 boxes here. I might be sending 8 of them back, which is usually the case, but it's a much better way to shop. Valerie, there's so many style labels out there right now, like quiet luxury, stealth wealth, coastal cowgirl. Let's break them down.
Okay.
Quiet luxury, I think soft cashmere, neutral tones, clean lines, old money. And I think one of the brands that I find approachable, now they're not cheap, is Ravella. Mm-hmm. They have the most luxurious silk blouses and soft cashmere sweaters, Ralph Lauren tweeds. What about you?
Right. Well, I like silk blouses and have a bunch of those, and everything from Alice and Olivia lots of different brands that I wear in silk blouses. But on cashmere, we live in Texas.
Yes.
And it's November and it's 90 degrees. So I've had to, and I love cashmere. I love cashmere sweaters, but the problem is I've got so many of them over the years that I can't buy anymore because it's too hot here.
Well, I say that, and yet I keep buying them. Anyway, so yes, I think that quiet luxury really works. That's really the opposite of the look I went with in the 80s, sort of boom boom, like some of today's looks.
Yeah. Well, also in the summer here, linen is really good, and linen's come a long way. There's all kinds of different linen products, and they're really good when it's really hot because you can sweat in them, and it's not like sweating in your silk blouses. So that's a fabric that I like for the summer.
What do you think about boom boom fashion today? The loud colors, statement jewelry, all eyes on you.
Well, I have a little bit of that, but mainly what I've been doing is the beiges and off-whites and things like that because they go with everything.
Yeah.
And they look really high-end.
Yes, true.
Instead of all the color. But I kind of like the color too sometimes. Yeah.
So then there's coastal cowgirl, which I love that term. So it's not really cowgirl like we would have here. So coastal means that it's lighter, like flowy dresses, denim, boots, straw hats, sort of effortless and sun-kissed. So what do you think about that?
I cannot deal with a flowy dress. I can't deal with all the pattern. I'm small. I can't have something with a lot of pattern and a lot of fabric in it. So I have been not into the coastal cowgirl.
Well, now, do you have cowboy boots?
Of course I do.
Yes.
I've had them for years, and cowboy hats and leather everything.
Do you wear any that would be considered a cowgirl look now?
No. Although I have to say I've been eyeing some of these really cool short boots that have maybe some bling on them.
Right.
I've been eyeing those. I'll probably buy some of those. But my two staple cowgirl boots that I've had forever and ever, one is black, one is beige and brown, and those are my staples. Yeah. And the other ones are just for fun.
Well, you see these young gals out there dressed in them, and they look great. They'll have on a cute short, and I do mean short dress, with their cowboy boots. Not a look we're going with. I tend to go more American classic myself. I like the crisp white shirts with denim, pearls. I wore pearls yesterday. Loafers, it's kind of timeless, and so that's my default. You just can't go wrong with it.
Yeah. No, I agree. But occasionally, I like to get into the boho stuff and look like the hippie I was in the 60s and 70s.
I've seen you in some of that. So, now, let's talk about what's lasted. So what's one clothing piece that you've owned for years?
Oh, it's not just one, it's a couple of Ralph Lauren shirts that I've had for 30 years. They never go out of style. In fact, it's interesting, I've had this one that's a plaid shirt. It's blues and reds and so on, and I've always liked it, but I didn't wear it for probably 3 or 4 years. And the other day, I got it, and I put it on, and I loved it. So.
Yeah, good. Good. I've got and you may remember this blazer, because you would have been with me. It would have been 25 years ago, at least. Do you remember when we went to this outlet mall that was north of New York City?
Oh, yes,
right?
Yes.
Well, I bought an Escada black cashmere blazer, and it still looks great. And I still wear that. I love it.
Yeah, well, I have an Armani, now that I think about it. I have an Armani blazer. It's wool, and it's checked. It's black and white checked. Mm-hmm. And I've worn that for years and years and years, too. I bought that at Saks in New York City on sale.
Yeah, well, and I think that we all got to look at sales, and there's so many sales anymore. And if you want to dress well and not spend a fortune, you need to look at sales.
Absolutely.
And you can get great stuff. I mean, like this Escada blazer. I mean, 25 years ago, the retail price on it was $2,000. And so I'm sure it's like $4,000 now. And I bought it for, I don't know, a few $100s at that outlet mall. So that's a really great thing. So, Valerie, tell me what you've bought this year. Anything new that you're loving?
Well, I would say I've bought some of those vests, those wool or semi-wool vests, and the pullovers that you put over a blouse. I've bought several of those, and I've bought some wide leg wool pants.
Yeah.
And when wide leg pants first came out, I hated them. I just thought they were the worst. And things grow on you over time. Now I've got some. I bought some, and they're really cute. So that's what I think is trending now are the vests and the wide leg pants.
Right. Interesting that you mentioned the wide leg pants. And I found a pair, and this was through reading Habitually Chic, which I think she's one of the best. She's out of New York. And she was talking about these wool pants she'd gotten that were just priced so perfectly. And they hem them. So you can, for $5, something stupid. $5, they hem them at whatever length you tell them to.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're seeing it on the screen right now, but, I haven't gotten mine in yet, but I ordered them, and they're great. But, you were talking about sweaters. What have I bought more of? Sweaters.
Oh, no.
I own way too many. Now, I give my excuse that I go north a lot, and I tend to wear them a lot. In Wyoming,
Of course.
But do I sometimes don't even get them all on my back. I think Quince is a great option for affordable sweaters. I mean, when you look, some of those are like $50. I mean, that you can't beat that.
Right.
75, 100. Who do you like for sweaters?
How do you pronounce it? Nadam?
Yeah, Nadam. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they have great sweaters.
Great sweaters.
The quality of the cashmere, whether it's thinner or thicker, is based on the price. Mm-hmm. And so I've tried to buy the thinner ones because they're really better for weather here.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And so those really heavy cashmeres they're so lovely. They're wonderful. But I'm going to sweat in them here.
You just don't get enough wear out of them.
No, you really don't. But the thing is, they never go out of style. Cashmere sweaters never go out of style. So, back to what we talked about earlier, what do you have in your closet you've had forever? Cashmere sweaters.
Yeah, and they do last. That's the great thing. So what item of clothing do you own the most of? I mean, if I went in your closet, what do you own the most of?
Oh, workout clothes, for sure. I've got a ton of them, and I doubled down on them during COVID, So I've just got a ton of really casual, nice workout clothes, and I wear them all the time because I'm working from home a lot now.
Right.
And so that's just my go-to.
What's your favorite
every day.
brand?
Well, I have some Ralph Lauren. They have great workout stuff.
The one I own the most of, jeans. I own so many pairs of jeans, and I'm going to bet that a lot of our listeners out there will say jeans because, I love them. Sure. Now, so what's the most expensive piece of clothing you've ever bought?
That would have to be an evening gown that I bought for a special occasion where I was getting an award, actually. And it was several $1,000s. And I still have that gown, and I've worn it several times, actually, in different conferences, and I just love it.
Okay, well, you'll have to point out to me which one that is. Okay. So, but you have some beautiful gowns. Okay, the most expensive thing I've ever bought, fur.
Fur, yes.
I bought a fur one of those big fox furs, like full length, big. I mean, I look ridiculous in it, being such a little person. But I've thought that was beautiful, and I want to say even on sale, and I would have bought it. I bought it 40 years ago when I didn't have any money, really. So I probably bought it on credit card. And I'll bet even then it was probably $5,000 or $6,000 on sale. It's now been cut into a stole and various wraps because you can't wear them. Yeah. So if you had to wear one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
A sweatshirt.
Okay, that is bad. That's really bad. I think for me, again, one thing that I have to wear for the rest of my life, it'd be jeans. I love my jeans.
Well, my sweatshirt would go good with your jeans.
Exactly. We're perfect. So what do you wear on a date night with Jay?
Oh, well, it really kind of depends where we go. I mean, we usually go to Mexican restaurants or, those where we don't have to dress up. And I wear jeans a lot and casual clothes. But if we're going to a really nice, fancy restaurant, it'll be something, a nice dress or a nice pair of pants and top. It's really, nowadays, people don't dress up that much.
No, I hate it too. Because I love getting dressed up. I love getting dressed up. My favorite thing for going out is a dress and heels, and I like something a little sexy. I mean, now that I'm dating again, so I like something a little little more out there.
Well, I do. I go to a lot of technology events.
Right.
And you see a lot of jeans and casual clothes. But when I'm going to a professional meeting like that, I do not wear jeans. I wear a suit or a dress. It's just me. I just don't feel comfortable.
Well, I think it's our age, though.
I think it is, for sure, yeah.
So what is your, what do you wear to bed? Let's talk about that.
Well, I think I left the nightgowns a long time ago. I wear cotton pajamas because they're comfortable and I just like the way they feel. So, just plain old 100% cotton.
I got the cutest pair of pajamas recently from Soma, and they're actually they had them as a special, and I think they're donating part of the proceeds from them for breast cancer. And they're that soft, they've got a little bit of stretch in them. And these are, I think, like 3/4 sleeves, which is good for me and you with short little arms. And then the pant part is not too long. They're like right above the ankle. But in the winter, I especially I want sleeves and I want legs. So no little skimpy things for me. So after all these years, Valerie, what is your fashion philosophy if you have one?
It is different than when I was in my 20s and 30s, for sure. It is, and it's all about what's happening globally too, really. When you think about it, it's what makes you feel comfortable. And the fabrics today are so comfy.
Oh, yeah.
They're really nice. I mean, the silks today are so much nicer than they used to be, and they're lighter. And so I would say that my fashion philosophy is comfortable rules. And that goes for shoes and everything, really, because I want to be comfortable. I want to look professional if I'm going to a meeting. And I just want my clothes to fit and be comfortable.
And I think that our audience out there probably agrees with you on that one. Mine is buy less, buy better.
Oh, okay.
And I wear what makes me feel good, like you, but I do buy less and I buy better. So, what is your favorite accessory?
Well, I have this gold bracelet that I bought 30 years ago, and I wear it every day, just about. And so that's it. That's what well, I mean, I've got lots of other jewelry, and I've got a lot of costume jewelry, and I've got a few things that are really nice. But basically, this is what I wear in terms of every day that I just like.
Yeah. And mine would be my diamond earrings. They were my 60th birthday present, and the most expensive jewelry that I own. But I wear them every day, so on a price per wear, it's really good. Okay, so we're going to have a lightning round here. Fashion confession. Okay, one thing I'll never wear again is low-rise jeans. What will you never wear again?
That's a good one,
right?
I would say, mini skirts.
But you've got such cute legs.
Yeah, well, if they come right above the knee, just barely above the knee, but those aren't mini skirts. I'm talking about ones that come way up.
I know.
Up your thighs.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, no, that's not going to, I'll never wear one of those.
I have to agree with you on that one. What about fashion rules? The one I think about is, remember when you couldn't wear white past
Yes.
Labor Day?
Right.
And that's really gone out the door. Now, I'm still not a big fan of white jeans in the winter, but I do love, I think it's Chico's that has those
Yes, Chico's does.
English cream.
Right.
Yeah, I think those are really great.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other fashion rule that you think should be broke or?
Well, I don't know. I think that you need to dress appropriately for the thing that you're going to. So I've been to formal events where people wear their work suits, and they just look out of place. So I just think that, and then when you go to like a reception in the evening, and that's more of a fancy suit rather than a cocktail dress that's all blinged out. So I wouldn't say that's a rule, but it's just something that you just need to be dressing for the event and be aware of what's appropriate, most appropriate, I guess.
Right, and I really think, because you do go to a lot of business events and you also mentor a lot of younger women, and I think that's one thing that they all could learn from is how you dress appropriately, because they're just, they're out there and they don't realize that there really still is a business look.
What I tell people is you're going to spend money on clothes anyway. So let's spend them in a way that's going to make you look your best. And people say, well, I don't have the kind of money you have. I can't. But I don't spend a lot of money a lot of times. I buy things sometimes that people can't believe how cheap they are. So you do have to spend some time figuring out where you can buy things for cheap, or where you have to go to dig around and get something that's going to be affordable. But once you do that, you'll know where to go, and you'll know how to do that.
Right, and you got to know your style.
Yeah.
You've got to figure that out.
That's the problem. They're not stylish. They don't have a style.
Buy a lot of things that they shouldn't.
Yes.
So, okay. All right. Well, we hope today inspired you to celebrate your own evolving style, not to follow trends, but to embrace what feels true.
So we want to know from you, tell us your favorite long-lasting wardrobe piece, and we'd love to feature listener stories on a future episode.
So until next time,
Stay bold, stay stylish, and stay crazy good.
Okay.